This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. I have just been having a fantastic time with Echo Point Nova. This continues to be an exceptional indie first-person shooter that very much manages to bring it. I have been taking it slowly, really soaking it up. I had the chance to play this during its early stages, and it was really fun then too. But I feel like this entire thing just feels way more refined than what it was. Like if it released the way I originally played it, it would still get a lot of praise, but people would probably point out some of the more rougher spots. Those rough spots are just not there anymore with this full release. What I see here is a sublime shooting experience that provides movement that is on par, if not better, than the shooting because of how enjoyable it is. That is not hyperbole. Both work in tandem to create this unique thing, where you can just feel those inspirations and at the same time appreciate how unique this game is. Completing a set of complex moves, or even just cool looking moves, and making it all look easy for the viewer, and in this case, more importantly, how easy it makes it feel. Echo Point Nova excels at player empowerment through honestly all of its gameplay. You want to feel like the ultimate parkour skateboarding gunman? Then this game has you covered. On its face value, this concept may have had me scratching my head a bit, if pitched to me. Make no mistake, the idea is cool, and now playing the game we can all confirm it's really satisfying and works very well. But one concern I would have walking into it is if this could be pulled off, would be anything related to the platforming while in first person. Personally, this is something I do not prefer. You lose a bunch of that situational awareness in first person, as opposed to third person, where seeing your character can greatly help with those jumps. The developer here, I'm sure, put a lot of work in, and fine-tuning to really make all of the movements feel good, and honestly like the player always feels like they are in control. There are some really nice touches, like how weight is factored in, along with building up momentum. Between the grappling hook, jumps, skateboard, and other options, you are zipping and flying around the battlefield. Usually you come to a first-person shooter, you're usually here for the shooting bits, but I feel like I am equally coming to this game, just for the platforming as well too. I loved even just taking the game in while I was not in combat. It was just as enjoyable. Again, I am taking my time, but what I have played here so far, I really like the open world too. The game points you in a direction where you need to go to progress the story, but there are plenty of optional spots that are worth doing in many ways. Some might even lead to new combat arenas, and these are great as they just feel like these siloed island shootouts. Each of these have their own personality, and again with how the game works, from the shooting to the movement, and especially the destruction that is lifted from their prior game. It is really cool seeing how the results of your battle are seen throughout the entire arena. I always like touches like this, as it allows you to make those personal touches to the environment. Something else is cool is how you're playing in islands in the sky. So there is this grand scale given to where you are, and it's just cool looking to look into the distance and see something over there that you can eventually get to. Getting to new spots is fun as well, because you are usually doing some form of various platforming to get there, and then contending with any gunman you come across. The unique thing about the open world is the open world itself. The world has this zen-like dreaminess to it. I like how the story is mostly optional, so while not in combat, there's this silence outside of the music, and having this is kinda refreshing. In the case of the world, how it operates, looks, and then sounds, this all works really well for the immersion. I am sucked in, and I do not want to put the game down, and I haven't even gotten to the replay value that this thing offers too. Sometimes when looking at the gaming landscape and market, you can see how there are holes that seem to want to be filled. You see whether more niche or larger groups of gamers that want more of a certain game, and in some cases you can even see how they are being ignored, and maybe you are part of one of those groups. I feel like it's really hard to not see a bit of Titanfall while playing Echo Point Nova. Both games feel very different, but sort of come from the same space, where you have really fun movement systems, with even movement options you might see in a third-person action-adventure title. But now you have it in first person with all the glorious shooting you would want as well. But when you look at EA, they really botched both of their Titanfall titles. I'm not speaking of the developer. Respawn provided 2 games I really enjoyed, with 2 being this crowning achievement of providing the whole package. But the game was released next to 2 big historical juggernauts within the shooting gaming space. Titanfall did not even stand a chance. The quality was there, it was really great, still plays great today, but like many, me among them, us fans want more. Just even look what was done with the campaign in Titanfall 2. How could you not want more of that? Plus it had a solid horde mode and fun multiplayer. I really liked how bots were used to sort of upscale a lot of the fights as well. But years went on and EA ignored the groups of gamers that wanted more of this movement shooter type of thing. Which is a shame because of how different it feels to other big games, like say Battlefield, Halo, or even Call of Duty. And now this is where the hole is. Players want more of this, and talented indie developers come in and make something that fills that hole. Echo Point Nova has a bunch of inspirations. Like I said before, it has elements of Titanfall, Prince of Persia, and Tony Hawk sort of all rolled into one. I feel those inspirations while at the same time, it has this experience that feels all its own. It's unique, fun, something different but in a good way. I think maybe something that we've all been wanting as well. While not a Titanfall sequel, I think it scratches the same itch, and I'm glad the developer made this game. I am feeling a bit spoiled by the indies that have crossed my path lately. In fairness, I had this one on my radar for a while. I played the prior game, Severed Steel, also worth checking out, and after that point the developer really won me over. Whatever you make after this, I'm gonna try it out. There's a lot of talent there, and fun to be found. Echo Point Nova is so much fun, sometimes I even just like playing around with the movement system, without any of the shooting, a true testament of a great traversal system. The snappy shooting never gets old, and I may continue to make more videos on this title too. I might even love this game. You gotta at least try this one out. It comes highly recommended. Have you played Echo Point Nova? What are other indie shooters you enjoyed or are looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.